Tell us a Jewish joke.
Jewish joke.
Give us a tour of Jewish humor.
I didn't want to get you a pig.
She said, "Man,
She said she didn't want to get you a pig egg cup.
Yeah.
there was this man who had an ugly daughter. And no matter who he introduced to her, the boy just turned around and fled. And this went on, and the daughter was getting older. Every year she got older a year, and he was really worried. So he decided he would go to see the big rabbi in Lodz. So he hitchhiked on wagons and horses and this and that. He finally got to the big city, see? And he found out where the main rabbi lived. He went to the house, knocked on the door. Knocked on the door. He tried the door and it opens. So he walked into the rabbi's study. The rabbi is at the end of the room with his head in his hand, and he's studying. For him, life is just a study, you know. Otherwise, it's just a pool of blood or mud. And the rabbi looked at him. So he says, "What's your problem?" And the man starts to talk, and the rabbi says, Come here, see. Come closer. So how can I help you?" And the man is very shy. He says, "Rabbi, I have a very ugly daughter." "You got an ugly daughter? The world is filled with ugly daughters," the rabbi says. "You'll find them some." "But Rabbi, I've tried for years. It's already 5 years. I can't find a boy who can look at her twice. You know, if they're little, they stay little. They get stumped in their growth. They won't grow anymore after looking at my daughter. She's so ugly." He says finally, "Tell me, how ugly is your daughter?" The man is, "Well, what are you talking about? I tell you the history. She's so ugly. I never saw anything so ugly. How can I tell you just how?" "Never mind. How ugly is she?" "How ugly?" "All right. She looks like a herring." The rabbi contemplates. "A herring? What kind of a herring?" And the man says, "What kind of a herring? I got an ugly daughter, and the wise rabbi is asking foolish questions. All right, what kind of a schmaltz herring?" The rabbi says, "What a pity. If you said a matches herring, I'd have just the boy." And like most old couples, myself included, memory is not so good, okay? So in the middle of the program, he says, "You know, Molly, I think I would like an ice cream." Mitten program? He says, "Yeah, mitten program." That means in the middle of the program? "Yeah. So what do you want?" He says, "Maybe you can make me an ice cream, you know, an ice cream sundae." "A sundae, Vilster, huh? I think I can do that." And she starts to get up, and he says, "You got a little whipped cream?" "Maybe. I'll look in the freezer. I think there's whipped cream." And she starts out the room. "Molly, it would be so nice if you could find a maraschino cherry." "All right, I think I have one." Yeah. We don't use them very often. I'm sure there's one in the jar, at least one. You want only one? Yeah, one will do. And she gets past the door. One more thing. All right, what is it? Molly says, put on some whipped cream. Whipped cream? Maraschino's jellies. You want some syrup? And what kind of ice cream? He says vanilla. So she goes out. And a long time passes. And he's waiting. About 20 minutes later, she comes back. She puts the plate by his side. And he lifts up the bread again with the mayonnaise.
But you forgot the most important part. The whole time she's telling her what to do, and she's like, no, I can do that. And he's saying, you won't forget. You don't need to write it down. And she's like, no, I won't forget. Do you want ice cream? So you want the ice cream and the nuts and the whipped cream and the cherries? No, yeah, I got it. And she's like, you're not going to forget. I'm not going to forget.
I told you often enough, you tell it better than I do.
And then she walks out, and he waits, and she comes back with a tuna fish sandwich, and that's when he lifts and he's like, again with the mayonnaise.
But you got to make that gesture. You got to lift her again with the mayonnaise.